What's up, besties? So we're here. We're going into transfer number 4, and we're so excited. Transfer day is March 18th, so stay tuned. But I decided to do more on YouTube this transfer to be more transparent. And I know there's a lot of people that do transfers or are going to be experiencing their first transfers. And this may help you guys, right? It may help y'all prepare to take your medication or know what you're looking for. And feel free, anybody that ever needs help with any IVF medication or anything like that, or how to do something, feel free to reach out to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and unbox our medication because we just got our medication today from our specialty pharmacy. So I just wanted to show our medication. And anybody that doesn't know, this is our fourth transfer. Our first transfer, we got pregnant and then I miscarried the pregnancy. Our second transfer was a complete fail. Our third transfer, we got sweet baby Nari right here. And this is our fourth, my baby. And and then this is our fourth transfer. And this transfer, we transferred to another clinic because now we're in San Antonio. We used to live in Dallas. And now in San Antonio, we found an amazing clinic that we found trust in, and we transferred our embryos out here. So we'll be doing this transfer in San Antonio. So with that being said, I just wanted to unbox our medication. We got our medication from our pharmacy today, and I took it out the box already, but it came in a box, and I just wanted to unbox it. And of course, they okay, so we have, I want to make sure I'm not showing any personal information. Okay, so they give us our progesterone, you guys, and let me show you guys what the progesterone looks like. And I think I'll be starting off with 1 millimeter, and anybody that knows how progesterone works, you take that in the back, almost to a little bit up above your booty, and that's where you put progesterone. If you do get you start taking it prior about 5 days before transfer. If you do get a positive, you will continue to I think it's about 3 months of pregnancy while your body catches up to get that natural progesterone going in your body. But yeah, but this is what it looks like. And remember, whenever you get your medication, you always want to make sure that it's clear, your liquid is clear, and that it doesn't have anything foggy or anything floating around there, no particles or anything in there. If you ever see any particles or anything, you want to reach out to your pharmacy and let them know, and they will send you another one. But yeah, so that's the progesterone, and let me show you guys the needles that will be going with the progesterone. So this is a progesterone needle. Well, here goes a syringe. Hold on, yeah. I'm just making sure it doesn't have any personal information on it. Okay. So this will be the syringe for the progesterone. And then this is the needles. And let me show you the needles. These are the scary needles, y'all. 22G. Let me see if these are the same size. Okay, so they gave me 2. Oh, one is you're gonna draw up. Okay, so this one that I'm about to show you is the mixing needle for the progesterone, and this one you use to mix because how it's gonna work when you do the injection is you need one to draw up the product, and you need another to actually inject. So this is the one that you use to actually draw up the product. What you'll do, and I'll do another video, I'll be doing other videos as well when I'm actually doing the medication, so you can see for anybody that needs help when they're doing their medication. But you take the top off, you have alcohol swabs, and they provide you with alcohol swabs. So this also, they give you a Sharpies container to dispose your needles safely, but also you see my alcohol swabs in there. So what you'll do, you'll take an alcohol swab, you'll take off the cap. Every time you inject, before you inject and put that needle through, you always want to take an alcohol swab and wipe the top of this, and then you'll stick this injection needle to the syringe. You'll draw up your mount, and this is gonna be a, for me, it's gonna be 1 millimeter intramuscularly. You're gonna draw up your amount in here. Once you get the correct dosage, then you will, let me put this so I don't mix them up. Once you get the correct dosage, you will then, let me get these needles. These ones is the actual injection needle. You will then unscrew, put the cap back on, unscrew that top to that mixing needle, to that needle that you're using to draw up. And this is the injection needle. And injection needle. So put this, okay, I want to make sure. Let me just see the difference. Dang. I really dislike the shots. Like, this is the hardest shots to take. Like, sometimes I would take, I had other injections like through my egg retrieval and things, and the needles really didn't bother me none. They were so micro and things like that. But these 1.5 inch, 22 gauge, 1.5 inch, and the mixing needle is 18 gauge, 1.5 inch. Oh, but this one looks so thicker. Okay. But anyways, so this is the injection needle. It's long. You see how long that is? And it has to go all the way inside. And you usually do it right about here into your backside in here. And it's an intramuscular injection, but that's the needle. So when you unscrew the mixing needle, you'll then, dispose that needle, and then you'll screw this on top of your syringe that already has the medication in there. So what you'll do, because you use the mixing needle to draw it up into here, take off the mixing needle, and then you will put this on top. And then you're ready to start your injection, and make sure you always use an alcohol swab and clean the injection site before, and wash your hands before you do it. But yeah, so that's that. But I'm just showing you guys the stuff. But yeah, isn't that a pretty long needle? That whole entire thing has to go in your backside. But y'all will see me do it when I actually do this injection when it's time. I think I start progesterone on the 13th of March. Transfer day is, if everything goes well with my meds, transfer day is supposed to be March 18th. So say a prayer for me, guys. Okay, and then what different places have different protocols, and I'm noticing that I always do that, but I noticed that even more since we switched clinics. We loved our old clinic, but we love this clinic as well, and we're happy to find out what they're about and what tricks they have up their sleeve. They're also going to do the Pepcid and the Claritin in our protocol. My IVF doctor did that in Dallas. She started you I think the last 5 days before transfer. She started drawing Claritin and Pepcid, and that worked out for us. We have Nairi. This clinic does that as well, but on top of that, this clinic does 5 milligrams of folic acid. Now that's something that we did not do at our previous clinic, but I am excited to see if there's a difference in it. You know what I mean? So I know it took us 3 transfers to get baby Nairi, so I'm excited to see how fast this clinic can get us going, right? Okay, so that's that. So those are the needles. I showed those. And then another thing that's different about this clinic, guys, as estrogen. Estrogen, with my last clinic, they did estrogen patches, which I was not a fan of. I did not like estrogen patches. And my reason for estrogen patches, there wasn't bad side effects or anything like that. I mean, you know, all IVF medication makes you feel blah, right? But my reason for not liking the estrogen patches was because, you know, there's stickers. You put them on your lower abdomen. And with stickers, you have problems with your skin's too moist, them pilling up. You have problems with, like, when I was showering, I had, you know, I'm a scrubber in the shower. I like to use my washcloth and scrub. And so it really irritated me. I had to be careful around that area. I wanted to make sure right here was clean, but I couldn't scrub. I remember, you know, Nairi's transfer, it was during the summertime. It was really, really hot. And we wanted to get in the pool, and I had to sit out sometimes because I had these patches on me, right? And remember, you still have to, when you get your positive pregnancy test, you still have to take these patches and stuff, you know, the estrogen and stuff, for a certain amount of time. Until you're in the safe zone, right? So it was a lot for me with those patches. And then you have some times where they just fall off, right? Just from doing too much. The sticker's worn out, right? It's a sticker, right? And then you have to worry about putting another patch on, but then you're risking having too less a dose or too much of a dose. You know what I mean? And I feel like that had a lot to do with why my lining was off last transfer. Every transfer, my lining from the medication that they prescribed me, my lining was exactly where it was supposed to be on transfer day. But my last transfer with Nairi, it got prolonged like 3 times because my lining was off. And I have a feeling it had something to do with those patches, because that transfer was in the summertime, and I had the most problem with the patches in the summertime. I always had problems with the patches coming off and stuff, but not nearly as much the previous transfers than with Nairi. And I think it was because it was in the summertime and it was very, very hot and things like that. But that was the most time I had to change patches, and I had patches coming off. And you have to remember, when you put the patch on, each patch has a certain amount of medicine in it, and each day you have it on, you know, medicine is going into you. So, and they tell you what day you're supposed to replace the patch. Like they'll say, okay, put 2 on, and then 2 days later, remove those and put 2 more on. Remove those in 2 days and put 3 more on, right? So they're telling you how many to put on based off of how much they want, you know, medicine they want to be inside you. Now, if I put one on yesterday, I'm not supposed to change it to tomorrow, but it fell off today, and I took it off and put a brand new one on today, but I'm supposed to be changing it tomorrow. I'm getting more medication than I should be getting. I'm getting more medication than I should be getting because I really was supposed to change this to tomorrow, and I got a fresh patch on that has a full dose on it. You know what I mean? So it gets kind of technical. So with this clinic, though, this new clinic, they do estrogen through pill form, and I'm excited about that. I know some people do not like pills, but pills do not bother me. I would rather pills with anything any day. Pills never bother me. And I'm so happy about this, y'all, because I hate dealing with those sticker patches. So when they told me they do pills instead of patches, she looked at me like as if like I was gonna have a problem with that, because she saw in my records that, you know, my previous transfers I was doing patches. When she told me, it seemed like she was like nervous to tell me like, no, we don't use the patches, we do pills. I was excited. I was like, really? Even better for me. So I'm excited we're doing this. The only thing is I gotta set multiple alarms on my phone, because I have days where I'm taking it twice a day. I have days where I'm taking it 3 times a day. So and it's very time specific. I know it's on the days I take 3 times a day, it's like 7 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. So I gotta make sure that I'm on the pills, though. That's the only thing. The patch, you put it on, and it's done, but you gotta worry about them slipping off. But I prefer the pills any day. So I got this cute little basket too, y'all, where I'm going to be putting my, storing my medicine at. I got that, but yeah. So that's that. Then this is man, I can't pronounce it, but DEXAMETHASONE. And I take 2 milligrams, take 1 tablet by mouth daily. I think I start this on March 13th, I believe. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to tell no lies, but I believe this is the, steroid. So what we have the progesterone, we have the steroid, and we have the estrogen I showed you guys. And then we have this, which is the antibiotic, which I start taking a couple days before transfer. And they make you start an antibiotic a couple days before transfer because they're sticking a catheter through your uterus to, because the catheter holds the embryo. So they put the embryo inside the uterus. They put the embryo inside the catheter and put the catheter through the uterus to drop it off a uterus cavity. And so because they're putting that catheter through your uterus, they want to prevent infection as much as possible. So, and that is the reason why they start you on an antibiotic. Also, and I already told you, I'll be taking the folic acid. And anybody that knows me, after I've had a few miscarriages in my time, especially when I was trying before fertility medicine, before IVF. I've had miscarriages, but I also had miscarriage. But my first transfer, after we had our first miscarriage with IVF, that doctor was a very good doctor, and she did her homework, and she didn't want to do another transfer until she really did a lot of tests to figure out what was the reason for the miscarriages, because she wanted to make sure that, because our embryos were all tested, and she wanted to make sure that, I got a positive, but I just miscarried that pregnancy. She was like, if you have good embryos, and you have tested embryos, and you actually got pregnant, I don't want to keep wasting your embryos, and then you're miscarriaging when there could be possibly a reason why you miscarriage, that we could do something to prevent that. So she stopped all my transfers, and we did a few months of testing, and she finally figured out that I had a blood clotting disorder which was causing my miscarriages. Thank God to her. So with that being said, I take Lovenox throughout my transfer, when my transfer cycle starts, and I think on my calendar it says I'm going to start it on the 28th, but I think I started 5 days prior to transfer. It's about 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 13th. So I'm going to start Lovenox about 5 days before transfer, and I take 40 milligrams, let me make sure, 40 milligrams of that twice a day. And I start taking that about 5 days before transfer. And then let's see. Yeah, I take 40 milligrams of Lovenox starting 5 days before transfer, morning and night. Morning and night. Okay, so and then when I get pregnant, we're not gonna say if I get pregnant, because we're gonna talk this transfer into existence. I'm pregnant. But when you get pregnant after the IVF, I continue to take the Lovenox throughout my pregnancy. Now my OB may lower the dose to 1 time a day instead of twice a day, but I continue to take the Lovenox throughout my pregnancy until delivery. I have scheduled C-sections because of previous, and my last day of taking it was, I believe it was like 48 hours. Don't let me get me wrong. Maybe 48 or 72 hours, but it was like it was like at least 2 days prior to my scheduled C-section. So I start Lovenox 5 days prior to transfer, and I take it throughout my pregnancy, and my last day of taking it is a couple days prior to my delivery. So I take it throughout my pregnancy. And along with progesterone, you take the progesterone before transfer, and if you're pregnant, you will continue to take it until, I want to say 12 weeks pregnancy. 12 weeks pregnancy. I want to say until 3 months pregnancy. And that's because, you know, your embryos grew inside the lab. And so when you get pregnant naturally, your body doesn't naturally, you know, when your body gets pregnant naturally, as soon as, you know, pregnancy is indicated in your body, it automatically puts off progesterone, right? And progesterone helps the pregnancy progress, right? And the progesterone levels grows with the baby, as high as with the baby, right? Because our babies grew in a lab first and then was implanted, the progesterone wasn't putting off from day one, so the levels are off. Your progesterone levels when they implant and you get pregnant are going to be a lot lower than the progesterone levels if you got pregnant naturally and the progesterone was putting off from day one. And because of that, you don't want to risk risk not being enough progesterone to sustain the pregnancy, and that's why they still make you take the progesterone shots up until about 3 months of pregnancy to give your body time for your natural progesterone inside your body to catch up to where it needs to be, and that takes about 12 weeks. So, yep, and so yeah, so that was all I got. I'm so happy this is a transfer cycle because a lot of y'all IVF ladies know that a transfer cycle medication is a lot less than an egg retrieval medication and a lot less painful. But yeah, so they give me my sharps container so that I'm able to, it has a lead, so that I'm able to safely dispose of my needles. And they also, and they also give you, you know, a bunch of alcohol wipes so that you can clean and everything like that. But yeah, so that's it. So yeah, so you can clean the area and stuff like that. But yeah, so I just want to show you guys my fertility meds, and good luck to all my IVF mamas, all my infertility mothers, any mothers that's going through any type of infertility. Baby dust to you. Follow me during this transfer cycle. Transfer day is March 18th, 2025. We got our shirts ready. We love y'all. We thank y'all for loving us and supporting us. But I'm excited for you guys to come through this transfer cycle, transfer number 4 with us. We love y'all. We thank y'all. And stay tuned for the next video. Bye, girls.